Hello everyone and welcome to Helix Video Solutions. In this video, we will see how to configure server statistics settings using the Remedy Management Console. The AR System Server enables to gather performance statistics on the server. So here we will see how to gather the statistics about the longest running API and SQL calls. Finding out which calls are causing delay can help troubleshoot the performance issues. So I have logged into the application. I go to Remedy Management Console in AR System Server Group Console. Navigate to Logs, Longest Running API and SQL Configuration. Here we'll configure the longest running API and SQL calls configuration. So select the particular server. If you want to apply the configuration for all the servers in server group, then we need to select this option as all. Otherwise, if you need to select only a particular server, so I'll select a server. Then the next one is enable exception login. So this enables the exception login and it records all the API and SQL calls that exceed the value specified in the minimum elapsed time field in the AR exception.log file. And the next one is the number of saved operations. The default value for this is 20. The number of saved operations, this option is defined for the maximum number of completed longest operations that can be saved in the memory. This is applicable to API as well as the SQL operations. Then the next value is autosave and purge interval. This is specified in minutes. So this value defines the interval when longest operation saved in memory is pushed to corresponding forms in database and then flushed. The next one is minimum elapsed time. This value is defined in milliseconds. So this value is used to set the minimum duration of longest API and SQL events saved in memory buffer. Any event shorter than this value is discarded. If suppose there is a query which is taking less than 5000 milliseconds, so that query will not be recorded here. So this value is like 5 seconds. So any query which is taking more than 5 seconds, that those will be recorded here. So then we click on apply configuration for the changes to save. After you apply these two changes, things will happen. The API and SQL longer than 5 seconds will start being recorded into the longest API and longest SQL forms. And the AR exception.log will start logging APIs and SQLs that took over 5 seconds. The next action allows you to manually push the recorded activities into their respective forms. You can choose to save the completed API, completed SQL, pending API, and pending SQL whenever you want to look at most recent data. The pending API and pending SQL will record the activities that have started but not yet completed. This is useful if there is an activity such as a very long API call or a blocked SQL statement that you want to track while it is still incomplete. Click on Save Now button for these activities to write to forms. So all these settings will be saved here. So you can see how this is recorded. So based on this elapsed time, we can select any particular event or the longest API and just double click it to see what is recorded in this. So here there is the API name which is recorded, which is the API, then the user by which this is logged, then there is a thread ID, then there is a result code. This value, if there is no error code, then the default is 0. Then the start time, start of the event, then the server name. Then this is the parameters, so this will record additional details about this longest API. Whenever possible, the name of the form that the API was running on is logged here. Then the elapsed time, how much time it took to run this query. Then the client type, the RPC ID, this is the unique, this is internal to the server. The create mode, the queue delay, how much was the delay when it was sitting in the queue, and the create date. So this is how the longest API is, the values are recorded. So similarly, we can see it for the longest SQL or any particular SQL which you want to see. So I have selected the SQL. So this will record all those informations which we have in the longest API, and instead of the parameters, here we have the SQL command. So this will log first 1000 characters of SQL command issued to database. So this is the SQL, and rest all details are same. So this is how the longest API and SQLs are, the results are viewed in this window. So you can choose here if you want to see only APIs, so it will only show all the API calls. If you want to see only SQL, so it will show only the SQL calls. Then if you want to see the result for last 5 minutes, last hour, or last day, and then refresh. So depending on whichever results you want to see, it will record it accordingly here. So this is how the longest API and longest SQL setting is viewed. Thank you for watching this video.